One Colin Powell says, open quote, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work, close quote. Could it be hard work that deters many from pursuing their dreams? On our midweek motivation tonight, motivational books author and life coach Ebenezer Mamabolo joins me now in studio. And the topic for tonight is put your dreams to the test. You're more than welcome to join us in this conversation. Our WhatsApp text line is 079 295 1212. 079-295-1212, and you can also send us an SMS to 47861. Start each SMS with the short code EFM, and each SMS is charged at R1.50. And please remember, the National Coronavirus Command Council, led by Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, who is the Minister for COCTA, will address the nation tonight at 7:30, and we will be broadcasting that particular address live here on Energy FM and Choice FM. Ebenezer, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Are you part of the 40% of South Africans whose livelihoods to some extent will be sort of returning to a mild sense of normality on Friday? Are you one of those?
Not really. If maybe they do consider my submissions that I made, then maybe I'll be coming back into the marketplace.
All right. So does that mean for so long, all you've been doing is trying to work towards putting your dream to the test?
Definitely. That's what I've been doing.
And you're not uncertain because of the pandemic and so forth?
No. You know, when I was putting my dreams to the test, it took me back to a time when I just recently finished my matric and I went to I went to university. And when I got to university, I started to think that, what am I really here for? Not that I didn't know where was I and what was I going to study, but when I looked at myself and I looked at my life, I wanted to really know, what am I really here for? What was the purpose for my life? What was the dream that is driving me to be where I am and to drive me to have the desires that I have? And when I did that self-introspection, and when I realized that no, the dream that I am living right now, or the dream that I am pursuing, it's not my own dream. It's a dream that my teachers who saw my potential, who saw my capability said, now, we looking at who you are and who you've become and the results that you are giving us, we think that you could do well in engineering. And I even checked what others said. I looked at my community. They also said the same thing. Some said, you could do this, you could achieve this because you are so great and all those things. But when I was there on my own, looking at where I am and where I wanted to go, I realized that no, this dream that I am pursuing, it's not my own dream. But the expectation that my teachers had of me, the expectation that everyone else had of me was what I was pursuing, not my own dream. And I remember one time when I was sitting in my uncle's library, and while I was thinking, I was reading this book, and the book is by my mentor, John C. Maxwell. And in this book, he talks about thinking. And he says that we are where we are because of the thinking. And we could be where we want to be, or we could not get to where we want to be based on what we are thinking. And from that moment, I started to think that, what is it that I can do from now on to make sure that this dream that I am pursuing, I get to test it, to put it to the test, so to make sure that this dream, if whatever reason happens, if for whatever reason might happen, I might lose this opportunity where I am to study at university. Maybe I could get excluded, maybe financially or academically. But what I didn't want to do was that I didn't want to be out of the action without me discovering who I am, without me discovering my dream, and without me discovering where I am going. And it was that process that I went through that helped me to put my dreams to the test, and that's what we will be talking about today.
So introspection is quite a big deal, eh? And everyone must really prioritize it.
Yes, it's a very big deal. You know, one thing I realized, now, if you and I are going to lose our jobs by the end of the lockdown, we've had so many companies saying that because of the lockdown, we are not going to reopen. You know, and if someone would look into technology, some company might say, maybe it's one of the companies that one of our listeners is working for. They say that no, because of the services that you are providing, we think that if another pandemic happens, the best way that we would protect our employees and our company is for us to introduce robots. Now imagine if you are a teller or you are working in the store and they are saying that we will reintroduce robots so that if a pandemic happens, we will be able to protect everyone. Now looking at the technology and how far it is, that would mean that you are losing your livelihood. Now if you are going to lose your livelihood anyway and anyhow, then what are you doing to ensure that you will be not amongst those who, when they are replaced or when their job is no longer there, you'll be positioned in such a way that you'll be able to reshape or to redirect your life into a new field?
We're talking about putting one's dream to a test. What does that even mean?
Putting your dream to the test is when you take some time to look at the dreams that you are pursuing or your desires, and you do your own self-introspection to say that, yes, I say I want to achieve this, but is this dream that I really want to achieve really my dream? Or is this dream that I want to achieve other people's dream? Like I said, for me, when I realized that I was at university pursuing other people's dreams and their expectations of me, I said that no, Mr. Mamabolo, you need to take some time to think for yourself, to think about what it is that you really want to do. And if you and I are going to discover or put our dreams to the test, we need to ask ourselves, what is it that makes me joy, that brings me great joy? Even if it does not bring your teachers joy, even if it does not bring your parents joy, even if it does not bring your parents joy, but does it bring joy to you? When you are doing that thing that brings you joy, then that's a sign that no, you are in the right place. Because if you are going to spend the rest of your life doing something that makes you miserable, something that does not bring you any joy, you'll be miserable. You'll be one of those guys whom they say that you died at 20, but you didn't get buried until you were 70. Why? Because you are doing things that don't bring you joy. Another thing, check what is something that's always on your mind or that you are always thinking about. When you discover that thing that's always on your mind or that you want to achieve or that desire that you want to achieve, it's a sign that this is really your dream. And the last thing, what is it that makes you cry? You know, sometimes when you are looking at a situation, when it brings compassion in you or it gets you to a point where you would even shed a tear because maybe you are seeing an injustice happening in society or you are seeing something happening to someone, when that brings you, when that saddens you or it makes you cry, it compels you to if you could just do something. For example, if you are a police officer and you see someone being robbed, it would not sit well with you because in your heart, you know that I want to make sure that everyone is secure and they are well, whether in their property or in their business. Now, when that happens to you, it gives you an indication that this is really your dream. And when you ask yourself those questions, if you can answer all those questions without any doubt, then you would know for sure that I have really put my dream to the test.
And I would imagine that the issue of pursuing your own dream and neglecting that which your parents and your loved ones would have ideally wanted for you to pursue can't be easy for a lot of people, because a lot of people battle with this problem of always wanting to please others, right?
Yes.
But for starters, how does one even truly establish if a dream that they're pursuing is genuinely theirs, or if it's that of their parents or their loved ones? And then after that, talk to us about how once you've established if it's yours or not, how do you then act on it?
And you know, one thing I realized, I remember one time when I had this conversation with my father, and he asked me, he said, my son, what do you really want to achieve? Or what is it that you want to do with your life? And when I shared with him initially, and I told him that, no, this is the dream that I have. I have a dream that I want to ignite the dreams in my fellow men. Because I looked back when I was young and said, what is it? What's a burning desire that's in me that I want to help solve? Or what's something that I want to contribute to the world? And I knew that it doesn't matter what happens to me, but whatever it is that I will be doing, what I want to do is that I want to help others realize the greatness that they have in them. If they would have a dream, I wanted to be that person who would ignite the dream that they had. And when I had this conversation with him, he did not understand what I meant. And I remember when I was at university and we had this conversation, he said that, you know what, my son, I know that what you want to achieve is this and that. But because of where you are right now and because of the money that I invested in you pursuing that dream that you are saying that it's not yours, just hold it out for a little bit so that we will see what happens. And I did hold out, and eventually it ended up not working for me. Now, but what happened in that process was that I asked myself, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Now, if you have a dream, what would you do if you know you couldn't fail? If you find that you know that if you had no chance of failure, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that 1, 2, 3, 5 that you would do is not what you are doing, then it gives you an indication that what you are doing is not your dream. Another thing you should ask is that if you had all the money in the world to do whatever it is that you could do, what would be that thing that you would be doing? You realize that most of us, we are motivated by money, or because of the poverty background that we come from, all we want to do is to find ourselves earning money. But if you had all the money in the world, what would you do and what would you love doing, even if no one gave you a cent or paid you to do that thing? When you've discovered those things, then you know for sure that this is my dream and this is the dream that I should be pursuing. Now, when you are encountering challenges, what you need to do is that you should not be afraid of failure. You know, failure is not, there's nothing that you can do that you would not experience some sort of failure. Whether you are studying or you are even pursuing your dreams, make sure that have a willingness to say that, yes, I'm not going to accept failure, but I am willing to say that if things don't work out the way I'd want them to work out, I am not going to take it personally. I'm going to learn. Another thing, you should learn to believe in yourself. In order for you to achieve your dreams, you need to believe in yourself and you need to believe in your dreams. Another thing, don't let anyone talk you out of the dreams that you have. The fourth thing, don't believe the stories that other people have of and what is possible for you. Because, you know, sometimes when people tell us that, no, this is not possible, you can't do that, it's because they themselves failed to achieve those dreams, or they tried to do that thing, and now because of they themselves, they couldn't do that. They want to give us these stories. Another thing would be, are you willing to pay the price for you to live that dream of yours? If it's going to take you sleepless nights, if it's going to take you to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if it's going to take some sacrifices in you, are you willing to pay that price? Another thing, what habits do you have that could be standing between you and your dreams? If you've got habits that are not helping you to build your dreams or help you to achieve your dreams, if you are going to accomplish your dreams, you need to change or you need to develop new habits. Another thing, check your priorities. What do you spend your time doing? Do you spend your time pursuing that dream that you say that you have? Do you spend your time preparing for yourself to achieve that dream, or do you spend your time wasting it? The last thing, what kinds of people do I have around me? You know, it's been said that show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you show me your friends, and I'll also show you if your dream is possible. And maybe the last thing, the character. If you and I are going to live our dreams, we need to develop a sense of character. We need to have character to say that no matter what happens between me and my dream, no matter what happens in the pursuit of my dream, I will stick by my values and I will stick by my dream.
We're talking about putting your dreams to the test with Ebenezer Mamabolo tonight on our midweek motivation. Join us in conversation. Our WhatsApp text line is 079-295-1212, 079-295-1212, and you can also send us an SMS to 47861. Start each SMS with a short code EFM, and each SMS is charged at R1.50. We continue with this conversation after the break.
Conversations, Mondays to Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m.
The time is 21 minutes past 7. Now, motivational books author and life coach Ebenezer Mamabolo is currently talking to us about how to put your dream to the test. You are more than welcome to join us in this midweek motivation discussion. Our WhatsApp text line is 079-295-1212. 079-295-1212, and you can also send us an SMS to 47861. Start each SMS with a short code EFM, and each SMS is charged at R1.50. Let's talk about factors that usually deter one from fulfilling their dreams. I wonder if COVID-19 is one of them, Ebenezer. You hear of a lot of people saying, I can't do this because of COVID-19. I can't afford data. If I was on campus, I could be getting an allowance and so forth. So there's a lot of issues that are already coming about just from the frustrations that many are feeling courtesy of COVID-19. But I wonder if there are a lot more that people generally deal with on a daily.
Yes, they are. You know, as we are looking at this pandemic, one thing that you cannot afford to do is to lack hope. You know, when you are hoping or you've got hope for a better future. You've got a greater chance of success. I like what one author said. He said that man can live for 40 days without food, can live for 3 days without water, can live for 80 minutes without air, but can only live for 1 second without hope. As we are faced with this challenge of this pandemic, don't ever lose hope. No matter what happens, no matter what's happening around you, don't lose hope. Another factor, don't lose your faith in God. You might have your own beliefs and you might believe in whatever it is that you want to believe, but believe in a higher power. Whether you want to say, I believe in God or what, whether you want to be, whatever beliefs that you might have faith that tomorrow, it does not matter what's happening to me today. It does not matter what's happening around us. It does not matter what the world is going through. But I know that one day, it might not be today. It might not even be tomorrow, but things will get better. Another thing, don't speak negatively into the situation that we as a nation or we as an entire human race are facing. Speak life into this situation. It's been said that there is power in the words that we say. Make sure that whatever it is that you are saying to yourself, whatever it is that you are saying to your children, whatever it is that you are saying to your employees, whatever it is that you are saying to whoever you are meeting, use some encouragement, use something positive that will empower them, that will give them strength to fight this fight that we are fighting. Another thing, don't start to self-sabotage by thinking of the worst that could happen. Yes, thinking about the worst prepares you and it also enables you to face the worst prepared. But at the same time, don't only just think of the worst. And if you've got people who are thinking negatively and they are saying negative things to you, make sure that you find others or build a circle around you that would be empowering you. And one research was conducted and they discovered that if someone would come to you and say something negative to you, maybe in the context of the conversation that we are having, if they would say something that would stop you from pursuing your dreams, it would need someone or 17 people to come and speak something positive to eliminate that negative thing that was said for you. Now, make sure that whoever you are listening to is someone who is empowering you. Make sure that you don't allow negative people who've got negative stories to deter you or to get you out of the path that you are pursuing. Now, another thing, don't let the story that you might be telling yourself, the story that you might have gotten from other people of your possibilities, of what's possible for you in your dreams, don't let that story be the one that's playing. Don't accept anyone else's story. If they think that you are not capable, then it's their opinion. It's got nothing to do with you. If they don't think that you come from the right background for you to achieve the dream that you are pursuing, it's none of your business. It's only them who are thinking that. Don't get to a point where you are living your life to please other people. If you live your life to please other people, or if you live your life to get other people's opinions, then those people whose opinion you value the most, they are the ones who will be controlling your life and what's possible for you. Another thing, do not accept failure as a norm. Yes, there will be times where we fail, but don't get to a point where you even give up trying. Don't get to a point where you even stop even giving your very best because you are expecting failure. Don't just expect failure. Yes, give your very best. Do whatever it is that you might need to do for you to accomplish and for you to live your dreams, but don't just accept failure as a norm. And don't you dare even set low standards for you. Les Brown once said that if you've got a dream that you are pursuing, dream a dream so big that it would get you to land on the stars, so that even if you miss landing on the stars, at least you will land on the moon. So don't set low expectations. It does not matter the challenges that you've been through yesterday or tomorrow or last month or even before the lockdown. But whatever it is that you are facing or the challenges that you are facing, don't set low standards for yourself and your dreams. Another thing, don't you ever accept or celebrate mediocrity. As much as there might be room for failure, don't you ever dare celebrate mediocrity. If you are not failing, if you are not achieving your dreams, don't just get to a point where you're like, you know what, at least I tried. No. Yes, you tried, but don't ever get to a point where you are so comfortable with mediocrity and low standards. Set high standards and don't ever accept mediocrity as the norm. There is greatness when you fall. There is. It's better for you to fail to achieve your dream than for you to sit down and say that, I'm not even going to bother because there is a lockdown. No. Even if we've got the lockdown, even if some things might happen that would be limiting you or stopping you from going wherever it is that you might go where you need to pursue your dreams. But don't you dare give up on your dreams. Don't, whatever happens, no matter what someone else says, make sure that whoever you believe, it's you, and the possibility that the dream that you have, whether there is a lockdown or not, it's possible for you to achieve your dream, and you will indeed achieve that dream that you have.
Geneva from Nobody sends us a message on our WhatsApp line 079-295-1212. Hi, Rebecca and Ebenezer. My question is, this lockdown on its own is depressing, but how do I keep myself motivated in order to follow through with my testing of my dream?
To keep yourself motivated, make sure that you surround yourself or the environment that you might be, whether it's at home or wherever. Surround yourself or in that environment. Make sure that you bring positive things. If you are, maybe say you are at home and maybe you've got some negative people, just go online with the data that you have and maybe on YouTube or wherever and surround yourself with people. Let stories or words that would be positive flood into your mind. Listen to podcasts. Listen to conversations where you'll be getting a lot of motivation. Do whatever it is that you would need to do, even if your environment does not allow you. Try to do your level best to keep yourself motivated. Even exercise, when you are exercising, it also empowers you and gives your body energy. Go to people or even share something positive. Look for things that you could be grateful for you that's happening in your life. Those will help you to stay motivated.
And a lot of reading books, right?
Yes, read a lot of books.
There's a lot of fascinating books that talk about positivity. One other question here, it says, why is it that poverty pulls our dreams down? Is it a generational nature or is it something else?
It's not a generational nature. It's the fact that we think because we grew up poor, we owe other people to give up our dreams. You know what happened with me when I went to university? My father never said, go and do this. But I felt that I owed my family the opportunity for them to have a better life. And when I took that sense of responsibility, I forgot whatever dreams that I had on my own. I said, what I want to do is to make sure that I will choose a career that would give me a lot of money so that I will take my family out of poverty. So don't take it upon yourself as maybe you are obligated. Yes, you've got a responsibility to make those who sacrificed have better lives, but not at the expense of yourself, not at the expense of your happiness, and not even at the expense of your own dreams.
I think we need to challenge you, Ebenezer, to actually on your social media pages share some of these exercise routines that one can take up, some of these podcasts that one can listen to, some of the online sources that are credible that one can actually tap into and try out these short courses in this time just to keep themselves busy and also headed towards testing their dreams in this very uncertain time of the lockdown. Can we trust you to do that?
Yes. And maybe, for example, for academically, one platform that I like, I don't know if, Khan Academy. Khan Academy is one platform that I like. It's got everything from primary up to university. Whatever it is that you want to learn, whether it's business, health, everything, it's got everything in there.
How is it spelled?
It's Khan, as in Kha, Khan, then Academy as the Academy.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Our quote of the week?
The quote of the week comes from my mentor, and he says, don't wait for a change, a stage, a wage, a page, or a pain to make a change. Change your direction to change your transaction. Transform your life from nothing to something, from washing dishes and digging ditches to making riches. Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by choice. When you refuse to change, you remain in chains. But when you choose to change, you break the chains holding you back from living your dreams.
All right. Bafana from Vayabuam says, Mr. Mamabolo, thank you so much. I relate with the point you're raising in reference with our environmental spaces through cooperation of associates and friends. Our minds are more like a garden. We need to safeguard them from growing paralyzing thoughts. I would like to know a few of your books. I would like to make you my associate through reading your work. I'm truly ignited. I would also like to know, how can one engage with you outside of the scope of radio besides with books? Kindly share those details.
My books, I've got a book called There Are No Secrets to Success. You can get the book from me. And where you could get in contact with me is on all social media platforms. Just search for Ebenezer Mamabolo and you'll find me. Or alternatively, you can contact me on WhatsApp on 071 639 7807. And my podcast for all of the positivity that you need during this lockdown, just search for Igniting Dreams Within podcast.
All right. Thank you so much, Ebenezer. And we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you.